Hello everyone, this side Diksha Ahuja. Welcome back to my channel Economic Zone by Diksha Ahuja. So, in this video, I have come up with Statistics Class 11th, Chapter number 3, Census and Sample Methods of Collection of Data. In Chapter number 2, we understood that there are two types of collection of data, secondary source and primary source. So, while doing primary source, it can be done by census method or sample method. So, let us know the content of the chapter and understand it properly. And don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Let us know the content of the chapter. It includes census and sample methods, their difference, merits and demerits. After understanding these two methods, we will understand what are the essentials of a representative and a good sample out of the total population. And in second part, we will understand the methods of sampling. You know what? There are 6 methods of sampling and there are many more, but we will study these 6: random sampling, purposive sampling, stratified sampling, systematic sampling, quota sampling, and convenience sampling. Let us start with the first method, that is census method for collection of data. What do you mean by census method? We need to know three meanings first of all. What is census, or you can say population or universe, and the other is sample. So universe or population is the actual population which is according to the question in hand, in which each and every item of the question in hand is included. On the other hand, a sample includes only a few items of the population according to the question in hand. In census method, we consider all the elements of the population. That means the data is collected from each and every element of the population. You can have a look on this picture. We are having like the population for certain question. Let's say our question says that whether Delhi Height people speaks English or not. Then let's say this is the population of Delhi. Then let us say we pick up some people out of this total population and also known as sample, and we will do our statistical study on that sample only. So let us know the merits and demerits of census method. Just think about when we are studying about each and every individual of the question in hand. The result will be reliable and it will be accurate also. And at the same time, as we are getting all the information, there will be no partiality from either investigator side or the people side as we are investigating each and every item of the population. And as we are taking each and every item, we are studying diverse characteristics. So there are many more merits, but I have come up with these three. And demerits, just think about if we'll work for the entire population which is in question in hand, it will be costly as more number of enumerators, large manpower is required, and definitely this method is not suitable for large investigations where we require lot of manpower, which is impossible. In that case, what we use, if we want to go for large investigation, we do sample study, and therefore that means we pick few of the people from the population and survey our data and study our statistical aspect. So let us know what is sample method, the other method of collecting the data. So sample method of collection of data. As you have now know that what is a population or universe and sample. Sample means we are picking few of the individuals, few of the part from the population only. So you can have a look again on this picture. We are having 12 people and we are just picking up randomly or non-randomly. It might happen that we are just picking with our own intuition, or otherwise we are picking randomly. Let's say out of these 12 people, we are picking 4 people. Let's say we pick the second number, fifth number, eighth number, and 11th number randomly or non-randomly. It is formed to be a sample, right? So when we are not taking each and every individual of the population, but a group of that item, and the examination is being done on that, and conclusions are drawn on their basis, that method is known as sample method. So let us know the merits and demerits of the same. Merits. Think about, we are serving only a sample. Definitely it will not be costly, it will be economical and therefore time saving also, and we can cover a large investigation also. Let's say the same example which I have taken earlier. Let's say I want to know whether Delhi people speak English or not. Then I will survey few of the people of Delhi and I will be concluding that whether the Delhiite people speak English or not. But there are some demerits also for the same. Can you guess the demerits? Demerits are, there can be wrong conclusions because we are not picking each and every individual of the universe. हम सारी को नहीं pick कर रहे हैं, हर लोगों को pick नहीं कर रहे हैं. For our statistical study, it might give wrong conclusions because we are picking only a sample out of the population, right? And it is very difficult to select a representative sample. Means ऐसा sample ढूंढना is difficult, which is a good copy of the population. It might happen the sample is very much different from the population and it is not suitable for the people who is not having accurate knowledge of statistics and choosing a sample. That means a person who is not having any specialized knowledge about the sample, that is how to pick a sample from the universe, it might give wrong conclusions again. So a representative sample is difficult to obtain from the universe. So these are the merits and demerits of sample methods. So now let us discuss the difference between the census and sample methods. So I have come up with 4 differences between census and sample methods: meaning, nature of inquiry, reliability and accuracy, and cost. So census method is that method in which each and every item of the population is selected, that is, nothing is left. On the other hand, in sample method, only few items of the universe or population is selected. Second, nature of inquiry. Definitely in census method, the inquiry is extensive as each and every item is selected and studied. In sample method, only limited inquiry is present as only few units of the population are studied. And what do you think? Whose results will be reliable and accurate? Definitely of census method, because it is taking each and every item of the population and therefore the results are quite reliable and accurate. But under sampling method, there might be some errors or mistakes, therefore the results can be less reliable and accurate, as while choosing a sample we may make few mistakes. And lastly, cost. Census method requires large amounts of money, time and labor in picking each and every element of population. On the other hand, sample method requires less money, time and labor relatively as compared to the census method. So, the difference between census and sample methods, it is turn to know the essentials of a sample. That means how a sample should look like, what should the qualities of a good sample that is unbiased and therefore should give a right conclusion. So first of all, it should be representative. What do you mean by representative? That means a sample must represent all type of characteristics from the universe. For example, if the universe have different religions, the population has different characteristics. Therefore, a sample should also have different characteristics. Next is adequacy. In what sense we are saying the sample should be adequate? We are saying the sample size should be not too low or not too high. That means the number of items in a sample should be properly adequate. It should not be too much or too less. That means, let's say the population is 100, a sample of 10 people is enough. A sample of 2 people will be less than accurate, less than adequate. So third is homogeneity. Means Homogeneity means the data which is being collected should be homogeneous. That means data should have the same data. If I am talking about height, it should talk about height only. And lastly, after understanding the sample should be homogeneous and should not be contradictory. Last, we should know the items of the sample should be independent to each other. That means one item in the sample should not be dependent. एक दूसरे पे dependent नहीं होना चाहिए. Okay. So next topic we need to study is methods of sampling. Thank you for watching.